Hello friend, welcome back. In our previous video here, we successfully get all that our blog details data, and also we successfully get all that our category. So now friend, I want to do when you click as a category, that is our blog category. So when you click it, then our appropriate this category related all that blog post will be visible. Okay, now let's do that work. For doing this, that is in our product, that is a blog details page. Here I have already displayed the category. If you now go to our blog details, into this blog details you can see that is our blog tags, and also I have displayed the blog category. If you go, that is our all recent blog, and then that is our category. So into this category, first of all we have to add one of the route. Right now our category is visible in here. So now first of all I want to put one of the route. I simply put another route in here. Okay, that is a route, and I want to create one of the new route. Okay, I want to create one of the new route, and I just name it as a category post. Okay, category post. And also here we have to pass one of the ID. That means our categories ID. I have already get all that our categories data as cat. So now with this cat, I want to access our categories table ID. Okay, categories table ID means if you go to our database, and that is a blog category, and that is our ID. So now I simply pass it. There is a category post route we have to create, and also they have one of the ID. Now go to our web route. Into this web route, just simply copy it. That will be the same. I paste it. So our name, I name it as a category post. So I copied. Then that will be as a category post, and our URL I make it as a category post. Okay, or category blog, actually whatever you choose, but I make it as a category blog. Okay, blog, and I just name it as a category blog, and then that will be also as a category blog. Okay, now the category blog, and also they have one of the category ID. So that is our requested ID. I want to create another new method. I name it as a category blog. Okay, category blog. Now we have to create this category blog in our blog controller. Now simply go to our blog controller. Here after this I create new one as a public function, and our method name will be as a category blog. Okay, so now here I simply created as a category blog. And also here we have to pass our requested ID. I simply pass that requested ID. So here what exactly we have to do? Simply I take one of the variable. I just name it as a blog post. Okay, I name it as a blog post. And now first of all our blog, right now there is a blog, our model. Now with this model I want to put on the condition. Here I want to put on the condition when our that is a blog post, it is this blog post, that is our blog category ID, right? So when this blog category ID, like here that is a blog category ID, when that blog category ID will be matched with our requested ID. Requested ID means here I have already loaded all that our ID, right? That is our requested ID. When that will be matched, then I want to get this data. Okay, that means here in our blog category ID, like as a 1 ID or rather than 5 ID, when that 5 ID will be matched with our blog category 5 ID, then I want to get this specific blog category related data. So that is the simple conditions, right? So now if you want to do this work, I just put that our blog category where I want to put that our field name as a blog. Okay, blog category underscore ID. Right, so the blog category ID, when that will be matched with our requested ID. So here I have already passed one of the requested ID. You can see that is the requested ID means which one? That is our categories. I name it as a cat ID. Now that is our category ID. So when that will be matched with our requested ID, okay, then I want to get this data. So with this order by, so that is the order by, I want to get it by the ID, and also I make it as a descending order. Okay, so then that will be as a descending descending order. It will be get all the data. Okay, so I make it as a get data. Perfect. And now I want to visible it into one of the return page. So I want to return one of the view page, our return view page in our front end. Okay, into this front end I want to create another new page as a category or cat. Okay, I make it as a cat underscore blog underscore details. This type of one of the page I want to create. And also I want to compact our variable data. Our variable data I have already put one of the condition. Now I take it in this variable, so here I pass it. Okay, I pass it in our which place? In our category block details. Now we have to create this page as a cat block details in our Frontend folder. So now that is our Frontend folder. Here directly I want to create another new file, click as a save as, and name it as a cat block details.blade.php. Great. So our first work we have to take our common part, like I just copy it and I paste it, and also we have to end this session, so I make it as a end section. Okay, that will be the end section. So for the blog, I want to do, if you go to our theme, into this theme area, if you go to that all news, you can see that is on the blog.html, and into this blog.html, here you can see all that blog will be one by one visible, right? And also they have some of the pagination. So now I want to take our blog HTML, that is a blog HTML. I want to take it, if you go to our Frontend theme, that is a blog HTML, right? Now that is the design I want to take. Click as open with the sublink text editor. I want to take our main part, right? You can see there is a main part. I minimize it, and that is a main part. I copy it, and now in our cat blog details, here I paste it. Perfect. Now we have to simply update all the things. Like here I want to display our category name. So if you want to display the category name, what exactly you have to do? That is a blog post, right? So that is a blog post. With this blog post, now I want to visible it. If you copy it, and now in our blog post here, right now I want to display, I want to display the title. Okay, so if you want to display the title, like that is our blog post, and with this blog post I want to access our title name. If you go to our blog, go to the data structure, I want to display like as a title. Okay, I want to display the title. That means that is our blog title. I copy it. Now that will be as a blog title. So this part is dynamic, and then I want to find out appropriate our common part, right? So that is our common part. This one, that part I want to take. So if you want to take it, that is a call 8, and the blog post is standard. Okay, that is a blog post is standard. There is a standard blog post. First of all I want to find out that our appropriate common things, like that is a one. You can see that is a standard blog post is the common. You can see that is actually our main common part. So I only want to take one div. Rest of this I want to delete. So that is one. There is a standard blog post, another one. There is a standard blog post, right? If you select it, now that is ended in here. Now that is ended, right? So now I will simply remove it. I only want to take one. So that is our take one. So now we have to also add that for each loop. I make it as a for each, because one by one it will be get all the data, and div is started and div is ended in here. So that will be our and for each, right? That will be and for each. So I have already get our data. I have get this data by the blog post in our cat blog details page. So here now I want to take it. That will be as a blog post. I make it as item. Okay, as item. Now with this item I want to display first of all there are some of the image. Okay, so there are some of the image I want to display this image. So I want to make it little bit left side. Okay, make it a little bit left side, which is totally fine. Now I want to display it. So if you want to display, the process will be just like that, same before. Here we have to add that asset, and then with our item, right? With our item, now I want to display our image name, our image field name. If you go to our blog post, that is a blog table, our field name as a blog image, right? Now that should be displayed as a blog image. Great. And then they have some of the another avatar actually. Okay, they have some of the another avatar. I will do the things later. Right now I want to use the same image right now. Okay, right now use the same image, and then the by, and then that will be our title. So I want to display the title. So if you want to display this title, like here I want to display it. So here we have to display it with the displayed. So here we have to display with the blade syntax. Okay, so now there is a field name as a title, as a block title. Okay, so now that should be display our block title. Perfect. And here actually that's some of the short description. Okay, here that should be some of the short description. And so I didn't add any short description, so here I want to put some of the limitation for the description, and then that will be our time, right? So our time will be same. Here I want to display in our blog details, I use that as a carbon, so now that will be just like that same. I copy it. Now in our blog category here, that will be display our carbon date. I have already get it in our for each with the item. Now with this item we have to access our created ad, right? Now perfect. Right now we don't need this, and also we don't need this. Now let's check this out. Okay, now let's check this out is appropriately working or not. First of all, I want to check it. Click as a save all, and now if you go to our side, now I want to refresh it. Okay, right now we don't need this. I want to close it and I refresh it. Okay, right now let's check this out. It's perfectly get our categorize all the data or not. Like right now there is a Facebook. If you click as a categories, you can see it's now display as a category blog 1, and there is a 2, and there is a 3. So now if you click as a Facebook, now it's getting some of the error. It's getting as error as a blog title. Okay, it's not getting our blog title. Where exactly the blog title? It is our item blog image, right? And then there is a blog title. With this item I want to access that blog title, and also here I'm using that blog title. But first I want to check it. I remove it. Now click as a save all. Now refresh it. Yeah, it's successfully now loaded. Yeah, you can see it's now successfully loaded. Right now they have only one post, right? So right now there is only one post. Like first of all I want to check it is appropriately working or not. Into the Facebook, there is a category. I want to change this one. Okay, I want to change this one. Click as edit, and I want to make it as a Facebook again. Right now in our Facebook category they have the 2 posts, right? I make it as an update blog. Now there is a 2 category, blog category as a Facebook, right? Now that should be displayed as a 2. Now let's check this out. Right now it's display 1. I want to refresh it. Yes, you can see it's now successfully display 1, and there is a 2. That means right now it's perfectly get all that our appropriate categories related data, right? I hope it's very much clear to you, friend. And also I want to do here also you have to update the category. Okay, here also you have to update the category. I have to update that recent blog, so that will be just like that same before I have already discussed about that things in our blog details page. Right now I want to pass it. Right now we don't need this. Okay, right now I want to pass it in our cat blog details page. So if you want to pass it, you can see that here we have to get that all latest block as a limit 5, and categories also will be needed. Right now I take 2 of this, I copy it, and now I want to pass it. Okay, here better after that I passed 1, I want to pass that category. So now I want to pass 2 of this variable. Okay, I want to pass 2 of this variable as a all blocks, and I want to pass another one will be as a categories. Now I want to display our all blocks. So I have already discussed about everything with you. Now with this we'll get that our all blog details, that means blog page and blog category, right? Now if you go to our details, that means cat blog details. Here we have to find out that our resource, that means appropriate file location for the related. If you go right now, there is a pageination. Right now we don't need this pageination. Later I will also discuss about that things with you, how can I add that pageination. Right now better I make it as a clean. Okay, I make it as a clean, only 1 will be enough. And after that there is a recent blog. You can see now into the recent blog our process will be just like that same in our blog details, because there is the same layout, right? Into the same layout here I want to find out our blog details. So here I have, you can see there is a recent blog and there is our recent blog, so there is the same layout. Okay, here you can see there is the same layout. So better I copy it. I copy one li, and then here I want to do that will be the same. You can see there is a ARC post item. I want to take only 1, and rest of this I want to delete. Okay, I simply delete our rest of all. Now they have only 1. I make it better, make it a little bit left side. And now I want to copy it. You can see there is ALI the same our class as a RC post item. I copy it from our blog details. Now I want to apply it in here. I simply paste it. So I get the same name. I use that same variable as all blog. So now that was all blog. With this, it will be get this data. Perfect. And also the same as for category. For the category, you can see that is the same things. Now I want to better copy this div. Okay, I simply copy this div, and now in our cat details, you can see that is actually the same. Now I want to do that is our div is started, div is ended. Now that is our widgets. I want to select this widgets, and then I want to paste it. So I replace it with the same name. Our name, I name it as a categories. So now that will be as a categories as cat, and it will be display our block categories. Okay, now let's check this out. Click as a save all. Now if you go refresh it, now our both of this part will be dynamic, and you can see it's now successfully display our all that recent blog, and also successfully display our category. So now if you go to that our Laravel, into this Laravel 1, that have the one post. Now that should be display one post. You can see now that is display our one post. Perfect. Now you are able to get categorize all that data, right? Categorize all that data now successfully visible. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.